And here we go. Season 2 of the Bottletophornet Let's Play. Hello everyone, my name is Bottletophornet, and welcome in to 1.18. A fresh start, a new world, mountains, and a new skin as well. If you're new here, hello, my name's Bottletophornet, and welcome back to my Minecraft series. This is the first episode of a new Let's Play series in 1.18, the Caves and Cliffs update, and we already have mountains. And, yeah, okay, we got really good stuff. Wonderful. So, I think it's time to see what we can come up with for this series. I hope you guys enjoy. First things first, as per usual, getting ourselves some wood. But there's going to be some differences in this one, because these caves that we have, probably somewhere below us, are definitely going to cause us to have to play a little bit differently. But at least for this first episode, and probably a little bit going into this series, a lot of it's going to be much the same. It's going to be gathering the materials, getting ourselves some crafting benches set up and tools and whatnot, trying to get set up with some basic materials as quick as possible, and working out what we want to build and where. Now, honestly, we lucked out, and having a village right there that seems to be super protected too is amazing. We've got some incredible landscape around already, so that's great. I love that we have cliffs everywhere. But I think what we'll do is go over to our village, see what we can get as far as food and some basic gear and stuff, as well as make sure that we have those villages secured, because having them straight away and not having to go search for some is going to make life a whole lot easier when we decide we want to, say, set up some trading halls or anything along those lines. So, in here, I think what we're going to do is quickly make ourselves a hoe. Because the easiest way to get some early food in this game is definitely finding yourself a village and getting all of their hay. We'll be able to use their beds as well. Oh, lava slowly flowing down the mountain there. We'll be able to use their beds to get ourselves rested through the first nights, which is also super convenient. In reality, this is a pretty perfect place to start. We got beautiful mountains all the way around. The Caves and Cliffs update definitely living up to its name straight away. And a really nice village to start off in. Very, very happy with this. Not so happy with the amount of chests that there should be in these areas, but that's okay. We'll take some of their hay that they've got inside, check the last few houses, and then I think I'll go and get myself a little bit of stone, maybe some basic materials in some early caves, see if I can find anything that'll get me well and truly started. And in this episode, we're going to focus on making a starter house, getting some storage set up, and maybe exploring a little bit before we move on into Season 2. All right. Finally. An emerald for our troubles. All right. Well, we get one chest out of this whole village. There's only one more little house to check out. We're going to grab one of those just straight away so that we have it on us. And let's see whether we can get our sight to come to us having a look under this water. Got a couple of ravines, so we could definitely get ourselves down low into some deep dark places straight away. But got to remember, we are ungeared, we don't have all our stuff from the last series, we are not super rich Minecraft-wise, and so we have to be a little bit careful to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and not instantly dying. I think maybe just up on top of this little hill here in front of this village would be a good place to start, setting up a very basic little starter home before we start scouting out areas that we want to build more permanently in. I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit from my last series where I went for one giant mega build, and I think I'm going to try and spread out a little bit more in this one, trying to get some more interesting and diversified builds rather than the one super large archipelago, I suppose. Grab ourselves a little bit of this coal, and then I think what I might do is go make my way up to the top of one of those mountains. I'd like to see what the view's like as we look down into this little valley. Ow. What happened there? So, with a little bit of daylight left, but a bed on us, we're going to head up, probably onto the top of this area here. I really like the valleys that I've seen so far. I have a lot of plans for terracing my way down inside valleys, I think. Would be really nice. Ooh, that's a cool looking cave. Caves and cliffs, baby. So we do have a lot of exploring to do throughout this series. A lot of new things to deal with. And hopefully this series will carry us on well into the next update as well, and maybe even beyond. I wanted to start fresh because of the new terrain generation and everything. I know that you can convert old worlds and it'll just continue, but I like the idea of giving myself a fresh start with the experience I've gained over the last year and a bit. And yeah, ooh. Already the creative juices are flowing with these flats surrounded by mountains, but especially this little valley that we spawned right next to. Super, super nice spot. But before it gets to nighttime, let's see whether we can get up the top and get a proper idea of what we have available. Okay. And for this, I'm actually going to see whether I can crank my my render distance a little bit. It may lag slightly, so I apologize, but we just want to have a proper look at how far everything is away. So we're going to go right out to 32 chunks. And look at that. Ooh, I don't have the zoom at the moment, but over time we are going to get our main sort of mods back. The replay mod I do have running, thankfully, but stuff like the zooming and using things like sodium, that's going to take a little while to update. For now, I just wanted to jump in. Ooh, I see snow as well. I need amethyst or something to show you guys with a looking glass. But looks like we have a bit of a portal over there. Beautiful little lake. And that spot there is actually lovely for a build. Not only that, but we have this wonderful little valley down here, which is definitely a good spot to build. Looks like some caves going through. And I'll have to sleep in a second, but we can have a bit more of a look around from up at this height. Oh yeah, I really do like that. It's giving me ideas as far as like maybe continuing this sort of town around the coast and up on top. Who knows? Who knows? But day one of the Let's Play Season 2, done and dusted. Let's have a look over here. Got quite a few bees nests around, and that's super great if we want to get ourselves... Ooh, we don't want to play with you yet, though. If we want to get ourselves set up with some honey and some different blocks straight away, I can go around and collect those. For now, though, I think the biggest thing that I want to do is just this quick explore. It is lagging slightly just because of the render distance, but... Ooh. Okay. Caves and cliffs. Caves and cliffs, folks. Although I've already done my intro, this is the Caves and Cliffs update I was looking for. Yeah. Cool. We have a lot of mountains. We have a lot of big looking caves around. Some beautiful places to get started and to work through some amazing projects, I hope. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's make ourselves a few more tools, some basic stuff, because I'm going to want to start collecting from these animals, collecting some wood, and some different bits and pieces to get myself started. So I think those three are going to be nice. We've already got some wolves doing the work for us. I'll take that food. Thank you very much. I don't really need to kill the sheep, but I think a couple of cows to start off with would be nice. We're going to take these birch trees to use that wood for probably making our chests. And in this season, or this series, I think I'm going to lean into the cottagecore style that I've been really enjoying lately. I tend to enjoy a more medieval, more cottagecore aesthetic, really nice, warm feeling medieval style homes and buildings. But I also want to lean into the fantasy side of things a little bit. Think Lord of the Rings, elves and dwarves and the city of men. I'd like to experiment with building in different styles in different areas. So we might have it so that these different valleys that are around could be home to different races. Over here we could have an elven or a dwarven. Even there, honestly. I'm missing my zoom here, but I'm going to zoom in manually. That could be a good spot to start a dwarven kingdom, right? Yeah. Although I could be getting a little bit ahead of myself. We are on episode 1. Let's gather the materials that we need, and I'll meet you guys back down at the lake. And as I decide to make my way back down, we get a first glance at the new type of generation. There's definitely a creeper down there, so I am going to be careful, but it looks like this might go straight back down into our valley. So I'm going to sneak past this creeper here. And I love this new style. These sort of slices through the landscape. Look at that. We've got some glow lichen over there, and I feel like that's going to be huge in this update for starting to work on getting a more subtle lighting in our builds. We are back out in the valley here, which is great, actually. But one of the biggest things that I'm excited about for this update is the lighting levels and mob spawning. Having the ability to light my builds a little bit nicer without having to worry about mob spawning in there because I can spread out my light sources a lot more. Huge. Such a wonderful change. I don't think it's going to make too much difference to things as far as being able to make farms and whatnot, but for being able to make your builds look more aesthetic without having to spam torches everywhere, I'm so excited for that aspect. Now, I think what we're going to do is aim for that top of the hill over there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get up and down quickly. Is that a jungle? This 32 render distance is really coming in handy. I'll turn it down shortly. Yes, it is a jungle. Okay. This seed is coming in clutch. Ow. Yeah, I know. It's all right. Looks like we've got ourselves a really decent variety of biomes spread around the area. Around this main lake and this huge valley, we have acacia, we have spruce, we have oak, we have jungle, and I can even see... Oh yeah, that's the spruce. I was thinking birch. But that's like, what, 5? All we need is some dark oak, and we have all of the tree types from the overworld. Having a jungle means we should be able to get some scaffolding, which I feel like would be a really decent block to have as far as moving around inside of these cave systems that we have now. So that's amazing. We should be able to go over and get some of that. And oh my god. Oh my god. Mountains. Yes. Look at that foggy peak in the distance. Oh my god. For those who may watch Hermitcraft, in this season, that reminds me of Scar's Mountains. I almost want to try and climb up there. We have beautiful rivers running through here. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm full of inspiration at working in this world. But look at that peak. Oh, yeah. Now, if you've made it this far and you're a new viewer, I'm very grateful that you've continued to watch. I am a mountain man. I like to build mountains. In my last Let's Play series, I built an entire archipelago of them from scratch, but now that we have the Caves and Cliffs update, a lot of it's been done for me. Already? Oh god, why am I doing this to myself? Already I'm looking at that area, and I'm thinking, that could be a mountain. That could be a huge mountain. I want to play with the extra height that they've given us. So maybe we make a mountain range just there and focus our builds around the 3 sides of it. So the side that we had over the other side, I think we could go dwarven. This side on the lake, we could definitely do human. Make it to do with more of the villages that we have down there. And then find another spot to work on an elven style. I am making some very bold claims in the first episode, but for those who've already watched me, you know what I'm like. I'll probably end up doing it. So I think one day we're going to look back at this area and there is going to be a ginormous mountain in the middle and it's going to be glorious. All right, let's plop down this bed, probably nice and high up here, like so. And I think I'm going to get started setting myself up with some materials and getting ready to lay out a very basic starter home. And I think we're going to do that, if it works, hopefully in our first version of a time lapse in this series. So I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of a house started and we'll be ready to safely move our way out and explore the rest of this world. Yeah. And with that, I've sort of run into the limitations of my current gear level. I really need to go get some iron so that I can fill these stairs with water and start to get myself some crops grown in here. But I made myself a nice little house. We got ourselves a bit of space over here to bring in more animals if we decide to. We could get some cows and chickens and whatnot. And then in here, I've given myself a very basic but nice little starter house. So we got some storage. I can definitely put some more in the sides here, and we have room for a few extra things if we need to tuck into the sides. I might even fill in that corner there. Do I have any remaining spruce? No, not really, but we might be able to make something work here. Hold on. Sure. So if we move that bed over into the side, that way it's a little bit out of the way. We have some more room here for some bits and pieces if we so desire. For example, if we wanted to do this, and there we go. We've got a little table. I think I might put 3 more barrels there. So let's see what we've got as far as 1, 2, almost. What do we need? A few more pieces of wood. And there we go. Make use of the space for storage as best as possible. But this is very much a starter house. It is nothing too fancy. It just has a bed, a bit of storage and crafting spaces that we can stay safe in. So with the new lighting, the fact that we have multiple torches, I don't think we actually need to. So if I open up my F3 menu here, we can see that the block level down, I'll put an arrow to it, is at 11. And then 8, 7 in the past would be where things would start to spawn, and 6 would definitely be spawnable. But with this new update, those 2 torches are enough to completely spawn-proof this entire place. And that's crazy. In fact, I could quite easily put up a single torch somewhere, and I think this entire area would be completely spawn-proof. So super amazing. That's honestly one of my favorite things with this new update. I think I'll do some extra detailing in here at some point. Definitely don't want such a flat wall just there, but for now, I'm pretty happy with it. And I mean, it's the first episode. So what I'm going to do now is probably empty out a little bit of this stuff if I have the room for it, which I really don't. But we're going to go down, probably down into sort of those surface caves a little bit lower. Either that, or we could take on those 3 iron golems that we have over there to get ourselves a little bit of iron. In fact, that's probably our best bet. Grab ourselves a few blocks, and we should be able to take the iron golems out. And if I can get myself a water bucket or 2, bring that up here, we can get some crops going, and we should have a really nice little starter base. So, back down the mountain. We do have a couple of caves sort of spread throughout here, and I don't know what the new heights are for ore spawns, but I don't know whether we have any iron at this height. So instead of trying to get ourselves some iron from caves, the easiest bet for starters is to just take on those iron golems And then once we have some gear, it's going to be a lot easier to make our way down into the caves a little bit safer. Unless there's something just sitting right here. Doesn't look like it. And I don't really want to risk going down into the water there. Iron golems it is. Now, obviously, the villagers have been threatened by some zombies as the nights have gone on while I built up the top of the hill there. And I think that's probably the reason why we have so many iron golems. I'm pretty sure there wasn't this many when I first came through there. So we're going to very quickly and carefully threaten these guys. Oh, this is always the scary part, but make our way over here like so. We'll wait for him to come up and take him out. Yeah. All right. We've got ourselves a few pieces of iron. Do the same thing with this guy. And the next one. Wonderful. Got another 3. And hello, my friend. Follow me. I'm sorry, villagers. I'm so sorry. Okay. So that's going to give us enough to make ourselves at least a bucket. Oh, easily. That guy gave us 5. We'll see whether we can make our way back up to the top, but I do want to quickly craft a bucket so that I can take the water with me. So, surely one of you has a crafting bench. Work with me here, folks. Nope, nope, nope. We'll make one ourselves. I don't want to go back up top without having some water with me. Alrighty, up we go. And I think something that's really going to become important with this new update, especially with all the verticality that has been added, if people want to build bases like I am, up high, elytra and sort of beating the dragon, getting to that stage of the game is going to be huge. I do like the warmth that provides. Such a beautiful color with low level of lighting. It's really something that I'm looking forward to working with and trying out as we get further into the game. So what I'm going to do here is quickly just make a little infinite water source. And we go down and get some more. Yep, there we go. And now I can go around and start to fill up these stairs here. And we can start farming. We can get ourselves some renewable... Oh, that's incorrect. Oh, that's going to go all the way down, isn't it? Oh dear. Yep, all the way. Oh wait, it must have got caught in a cave. Ooh, we got some copper. That looks like it goes way down. Yep, that's for another day to investigate. But for now, I'm more focused on trying to get myself a consistent supply of food, which it looks like with that I should be able to. And we'll go use the rest of this hoe, plus we should probably make another one as well, just to make sure we have enough to hoe all this ground here. Now what I'm going to do is go a little bit further than necessary, and I'll let the game naturally destroy the pieces that won't get hydrated. And that's going to give me an idea of how far those ones are going to spread. So if I let that go, pretty soon those should become dehydrated, or they should just turn back into normal dirt like so. And that's going to give us the edge. And it looks like we might almost get enough. Probably not over this side here, but we can use that as our path in. We might almost get enough to just put one more piece of water about there, and it could do the whole thing. Eventually we might grab some leaves and cover over these, make sort of a bit of a hedge along the edge so that it's more contained. But if I grab this and head up to the top, it looks like maybe that line there, or almost that line there. Yeah, that line across there and then coming diagonally across this way is almost going to do the trick. So if we go, let's say one here, and then we'll do another one over on this side. And that should be more than enough to keep this plot of land completely hydrated. Lovely. Now I'm just going to put a couple of slabs here to represent the way in. And I think we might add a bit of storage on this side. In fact, I don't think I have any more stone. I don't. So we might cook some up to make some more of that. like so. We'll make that little area there a storage, a sort of farming storage area. And let's see how many of these seeds we have remaining. We've got some potatoes as well. And yeah, we can get a couple of different crops. There we go. Now I think I might actually put those down a little bit lower. It looks strange with them sitting up so high. That's a bit nicer. And now as those grow, we're going to gather more, be able to fill up this whole area. I do want to be able to have a decent supply of bread for starters. Not really interested in the baked potatoes as a food source, just because bread's a lot less resource intensive. Baked potatoes need to be cooked. The bread I can just turn into bread straight from harvesting, or the hay I should say, the wheat. And we can also use that for our animals over here. I managed to grab 2. While I was building this, a wandering trader came up, so I kind of grabbed those leads, if you know what I mean. Oops. And there's a very interesting mechanic at play here. Even though they are tied up, I could potentially take that off. And I'm pretty sure when these trapdoors are on the inside edge of a block, not this full block here, but they are taking up that block, animals should not be able to jump over them. So it allows you to do some very unique looking fences. I'll just test that theory. It worked before, I swear. Okay. Theory disproven, but that's okay. We have the leads. Stay. Or it might have been because of that. Okay. Theory back in action. Yeah, nah. Theory well and truly disproven. This way. Oh, maybe I had it back the front. What about now? Yeah, okay, cool. So that's the way to do it. They can't get over the fence when it is on the block, like it not on the block that they're on. So if it is within their bounds, so that side, but this side they could. Confusing, I don't know. Low budget zoom, but that's good. That means that I should be able to technically do the same on this side and shouldn't need to have those leads attached to them. Oh, get back in there, get back in there, get back in. Thank you. There we go. Now, test that again. Come on. Try and jump over. And they can't. Beautiful. That's what we like to see. So now that is a secure area, that actually looks a little bit better than just your plain fence. The reality is you may even be able to make an entire area where you have them on the outside of here and have your animals on the inside. They might not be able to jump over at all. We'll have to test that later. We might make some more pens out here around this larger tree. But for now, I think we're going to spend a little bit of time trying to get this to grow, trying to get myself a decent supply of food. We might even go and make a few adjustments around here just for decorating purposes. But it's time to sleep. And so with a few more in-game days under my belt, we've got ourselves a decent little farm started, and most of it filled with wheat. I've got a few potatoes growing back and forth, just to pretty much use for composting at this point. Potatoes are pretty effective when used in the composter, so keeping a few growing is pretty good. I'll actually show you here, hold on. So you can tell by... It's about a 50% chance, actually. Yeah. Whereas using other things, it doesn't quite do that crunchy noise every single time. But we've got ourselves this farm. I've done a little bit of extra decorating around here to bring this path together a little bit more. Put some little bushes, some little trees and stuff around. And I think we've got ourselves a decent little area. I even put some chickens in here by throwing some eggs. Well. So now, before I finish up this episode, I think what I want to do is probably just head over to the jungle quickly and grab myself a couple of those pieces of bamboo, see whether we see anything interesting on our way over there. But with the bamboo, I should be able to get a decent supply going pretty quickly. It grows super fast. And it'll also be another thing that I can add to the composter if I so desire, sort of leading to me getting a little bit more of that early game bone meal, which is super important. Especially, ooh, that's That's a massive forest of bamboo over there. But yeah, especially getting some crops started and whatnot with the bone meal and being able to grow trees is something that'll be really, really helpful. So let's see if we can get our way across into this jungle. Our best bet is probably just to go down here instead. And by the looks of it, we've got our first bits of sugarcane that I've seen, so I'll grab those as well. And we should have a decent supply of the main things that we need to start playing. Nice. Now, is it just me or do those trees look darker? Like the texture. Maybe it's just a lighting thing. I almost thought that was dark oak for a second. That definitely looks dark. Anyway, we're going to grab some of this bamboo. Just going to use my sword to grab a good amount. Much more than we actually need. Because I can use this to get that initial burst of bone meal anyway. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. Let's fill up our inventory just a smidge more. Nice. That is probably more than enough. And we may as well grab some of these watermelons while we're here. I do know where some pumpkins are, so we can get ourselves some melon pumpkins up and running straight away as well. And really, we have a pretty good start going here. We've got ourselves a village right nearby. Keep spawning iron golems, so we almost have ourselves free iron. Plus, I have a nice little farm set up. I could grab some villages. I can do anything that I want really around this area. Plenty of unique biomes. Plenty of space to expand and grow and come up with some interesting designs. I didn't realize that the podzol here grew in these forests, these bamboo forests. Oh well, cool. Probably always been there. I just never really go to jungles that often. But I'll just have a quick... that's exactly what I was about to say. I'll have a quick look around for some extra stuff. And that is a tree that we need to go down into a lush cave. So we might also head over there and see whether we can get ourselves some early game moss. And as far as I know, azalea trees grow over the top of moss caves. So it should be just a matter of digging down, seeing if we can anyway. And then hopefully we pop out inside a cave. Now we're going to drop water everywhere if we do, but I may need a shovel. Oh, things are happening. The jungle, no. I don't think I can stop that from happening, so... Ooh. Too many things to do, too many things to look at, but we're getting close to the end of the episode, so... we'll come back here later. Let's go back home. Let's put some of that bamboo up to grow, and then we'll also... compost a bit, see how much we can get as far as bone meal. That's if you can bone meal it, or compost it, I should say. I probably should have tested that first, but before it gets dark, let's head back home, and we can finish up the episode. It took a little while, but we can get there. Hopefully in front of this spider. Well, hello, friends. Alright. Home sweet home. Phew. Wonderful. And of course you can't bone meal it, or turn it into bone meal. Well. We got plenty now. That's probably more than enough bamboo for a long time, so we're going to put that in storage. Silly me. Put that over here. And that way we can at least make some, or plenty of scaffolding out of that. And I'm going to put away the stuff there. But at least we did get ourselves a little bit of sugarcane that I can grow, even in here, honestly. We might have some space. I'm trying to work out the best place to put it. How about we make a little bit of water along this edge, underneath those trapdoors, so that it's sort of half covered. And then what we can do is actually turn that edge into our infinite water source, as well as allowing us to sort of cover the edge of this as well, add some depth to it. About that much, I think. Fill that in, and now we should be able to just grow this along here. Beautiful. The whole place is coming together. And with that, I think we've done alright for our first episode. We got ourselves a little house out of some very early game basic materials. I see you, creeper. Don't you dare come closer. It's nothing too fancy, but it's functional. It's nice. It'll do the trick for now, and this could potentially turn into our farming area when we decide to make a bigger base. This can be where we have our animals and different crops and stuff spread over this hillside. So an early game function, a late game function as well, hopefully. I'll still continue to detail and use this place until we outgrow it, but I think in the next episode, it's time to get some gear. Running around without any of the armor on or much iron to my name at all is not fun, and I think it's time to go delve into some basic caves, try and find some decent resources, and get ourselves ready for tackling this new world. So, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you're new here and you've just discovered me, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed. I hope you can stick around and see what I can do with this world, and also like the video because that will help me a lot as far as growing and getting this video out to new people. I do want to thank my Patreon supporters, especially my level 3 supporters, Ness and Carl. Thank you guys so much for helping me run the community server, and all my other supporters as well, Patreon and viewers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys are looking forward to this new series. I think it's going to be really fun. We got ourselves a beautiful seed and a lot of potential here, a lot of space to grow. So with that, until I see you again in the next episode or over on Twitch, in some live streams, either way, I hope you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, guys. Yeah. No whooping for this one, because if I whoop, I'll probably die. I can do a standing whoop, though. Whoop!